sort of dress it up in a different way, because with Van Gerwen you can get just lost in the numbers. He racks up the stats like Lionel Messi in La Liga with Barcelona. And if you just say he's won something 5 times, it doesn't really sometimes carry too much gravitas, bizarre though it sounds. And if you can just dress it up by saying he's only lost twice, or only 2 players have beaten him in this tournament since it started in the current format of the European Tour in 2012, then that just lends a bit of weight to
56,
all the numbers that surround Michael van Gerwen.
Might be start of the day, that one. Might be start of the day. And William O'Connor winning this game would be win of the day, bar none. And he started very brightly.
He has indeed. He's down to 32 on his throw against Van Gerwen's 226.
92.
And that victory in Maastricht last year for O'Connor, not the only time he's beaten Van Gerwen. He has actually beaten him on 3 occasions in the past. And he's got the first leg on the board as well.
Well, Will knows that when he beat Van Gerwen in Maastricht last year, that MVG was not feeling very well at all, because he really was so eager to play in front of his home audience that even when he was sick, he was willing to do so. But that doesn't take anything away from Willy winning that match, because since then, Will has proved just how good a player he is by winning a title. He's had his ups and downs in the last 9 to 10 months with some fracas with a couple of crowds, one at Ali Pali and one in Dortmund. But this year he's been very focused. He's had some downs on the floor, but he's had a massive up as well. Maybe it's his time to really kick forward, and he's going to be at the World Cup just like Michael van Gerwen is in a couple of weeks. He's going to be playing with Steve Lennon. Disappointing first stop. He's going to stay on the 57 there. I'm really surprised by that. Thought he might have gone back up to the 20 there. Maybe because he thought he wasn't going to come back anyway. And he isn't. That's a really good adjustment from Van Gerwen.
Well, Willy O'Connor started off his campaign this weekend with a 6-2 win over Ryan Joyce yesterday, so he's already seen off a World Championship quarter-finalist. Now can he see off the world champion? 6-2 yesterday against Joyce.
100.
He was a little bit, well, let's say, wasn't too sharp on his finishing. 6 out of 18 on his doubles. I think he'll need to improve on that today when he gets the chances.
100.
But as he said, Paul, he picked up his first PDC ranking title at the end of April. That was by winning Players' Championship 13 in Barnsley with that 8-4 win over the UK Open champion Nathan Aspinall. He's been competing on the PDC Pro Tour circuit since 2011.
He's an ever-present, really, in the era of the tour card. And for someone to have held it that long, that is a really good achievement for someone who's had these ups and downs. And at the start of his career, he was tipped big time because people believed in how good Willy O'Connor was playing around 2011, 2012. He had a good run at the UK Open back then. It didn't materialise, but maybe just when people start to forget about him, he then sought comfort in going under the radar.
107.
Yeah, it's worth noting as well that despite all that, he's only actually had 2 cracks at the World Championship as well. Tops than he wants here. Oh, nicely done, Willy O'Connor. 107 checkout to take a 2-1 lead. He will take a lot of value from that as well.
Is he looking back at Maastricht last year and trying to do exactly the same? Could he be the first person to beat Van Gerwen twice in this tournament? I've got a feel for Michael because it's been a very, very busy week.
96.
Not just playing on Thursday in what was a very pressure-filled atmosphere with the games against Cross and Gurney, but
94.
all of the media that came with it as well. There was a couple of days worth of media stuff, and I guarantee you he will have slept well on Tuesday and Wednesday night.
Willy O'Connor threatening another big visit here. 180. That gives Michael van Gerwen something to think about, but van Gerwen's very good at responding in kind. He does it very often, and he's done it again. Isn't that just typical of MVG? A 180 met with a 180, and it's the 100th of the weekend.
You expect it. When you hit one, you expect Van Gerwen to come back at you. He looks
58.
in a mean mood tonight. He's 2-1 down. He knows what to do. 42 for 32.
Look at that!
3-1-4 in 6.
Back on terms at 2 apiece in a very stylish manner, and it must be so disheartening for Willy O'Connor, because he's playing quite well, and yet he's really under the cosh here. He's averaging 109.35, and yet he's only level at 2 apiece. If he'd played like this yesterday, he would have absolutely wiped the floor with Ryan Joyce. I mean, let's face it, he won 6-2 anyway, but these are the standards you have to rise to when you take on Michael Van Gerwen when he's in this sort of mood.
I will say one thing about the way Willy O'Connor throws darts. He has had the ability to throw many different ways, and all the time I've known him, at the start of his career he got them to land flat. He adjusted his game because he felt he needed to get better. He readjusted his points of throw and how rigid his arm was and how he gripped the dart. Everything changed. But the change this year to the pear-shaped flight, getting that extra speed in the air, I think he has found another level that he didn't know he had.
101.
Got to be careful from 305 here. There's lots of choices. 18, 15, bullseye, or you could just hit the 60.
Well, we've had...
Now we can't leave it finish.
140.
The likelihood is, if he left 164, say Van Gerwen gets maybe one treble here, doesn't get any, but he can still lose the leg from this spot. Because we know Van Gerwen can take a big shot out, he's just done it. So if he left 164, he would have had a chance. Here you don't get one. But the likelihood is he probably will.
60. 150.
Yeah, needed more than that as well. You can just tell by the reaction of Willy O'Connor.
Where does he go this time? On 305, he went for the 60. Going for the 60 again.
Yeah, he was looking for the treble 15 there for tops, but he's hit the single 2, and it's
63.
turning out to be a horror leg this for O'Connor, because Van Gerwen can pounce here. And he has pounced. He's jumped all over it, and it's a break of throw. And Willy O'Connor, having held throw twice, he would have been just reminding himself, okay, let's just keep on going. I've got the advantage of throwing first. All I need to do, sounds easier said than done, of course, is hold your throw. But as soon as Van Gerwen breaks, it just changes the whole dynamic of the match.
Yeah, all current professional dart players know how strong Van Gerwen is middle match. And you've got to get him early, and you've got to palm him off. And O'Connor had the opportunity there to palm him off, and he was saying it to himself at the back of the stage before the leg started. You had your chance there, you didn't take it. Now you've got to buckle up and try and get him back. You've got to peg Van Gerwen back. You've got to try and peg back the best player that's ever flung a dart, in my opinion. It's a difficult task. He's not out of his game by any means, but he may need mistakes from Michael Van Gerwen.
Well, it was another Irishman who faced Michael Van Gerwen in the final here just over 12 months ago. Steve Lennon losing 8-5 in the first ever Dutch Darts Masters to be held here in Zwolle.
100. Michael 107.
Good lead from William O'Connor. He asks the question, but it's a 170. It's Van Gerwen.
It's
Holland, and it's the ball.
145.
It's at 25.
161.
But O'Connor has his work cut out here if he wants to salvage this one and secure the break back. But don't rule him out of it. You can rule him out of it now.
See what happens when you leave a proper number like 161. You give yourself a chance. He's probably going to lose the leg, but at least he gave himself a chance.
Yeah, and the eyes lit up there momentarily as well. But Michael Van Gerwen's eyes lighting up because the scoreline is now 4-2. Talks about the numbers and these stats that always seem to envelop any sort of conversation around Michael Van Gerwen, as O'Connor does fill it up on this occasion. 32 European Tour titles after winning in Austria earlier this month. He's won 9 of the 16 tournaments he's entered this year, including the World Championship, the Premier League, the Masters, and 4 European Tour events.
100.
And he's hit 3 9-darters this season as well, of course.
Season's not even halfway through.
26th record, tournaments won in a calendar year. He'll have to go something to emulate that. With the World Series tournaments coming up
100.
and more big items on the agenda, the World Match Play not too far away as well. The World Cup, of course, with Jermaine Watsamena.
140. William 121.
I'm really looking forward to that World Cup, but it's all about this shot right now for William O'Connor. 51 he missed last time, he's missed it again. And this is the kind of shot that would break the heart of O'Connor if he could pluck 620s. Oh, it's perfect. It was perfect. And that's a heartbreaker. And it's just what he does. He is so inspired this evening. You could say he's going to be flat after that Premier League campaign finale. But boy, oh boy, does he want European Tour win number 33.
Wow, and the way Michael van Gerwen responded to that as well, that clearly meant a big deal. He really, really valued that.
He is giving this crowd every guilder's worth. I wonder if they've got any in the pocket.
190.
Well, every now and then Willy O'Connor, throws in a big visit, but still Michael van Gerwen
40.
finds himself in the ascendancy. The 134 checkout to level at 2-2 was pretty special, but that 148 was absolutely wonderful.
What is it about the Dutch lads hitting big shutouts in this tournament? Danny Noppert had a couple of real humdingers earlier.
Barney yesterday had 3 of them against Paul Shekeli.
And I think Van Gerwen may have snapped a stem or mangled a flight with that bounce out, and some running repairs are required. And to everybody out there, if you ever play on stage, you've always got to take spares with you. The last thing you want to do is have to ask people to go and get stuff for you out of your bag. It's embarrassing.
Well, Willy O'Connor, he's averaging 106.8 at the moment. He's 2 from 2 on his checkouts. Now, whenever he's got a chance, he's taken it. Michael van Gerwen over the last 3 legs has not given him an opportunity, or at least he's not got himself into the position, and Van Gerwen has finished off. And yet Michael van Gerwen is in charge of this one, averaging 107 at the moment.
Yeah, he's having a Harry Ward type game.
He is.
He's not doing anything wrong, and he's still getting absolutely flogged.
It was very unfortunate to lose 6-1 to Noppy on day 1 here.
We'll go 18s here.
74.
Yet again, that third dot, treble 18, comes to his rescue. But this leg is all about William O'Connor on 1-2-1 again. Doesn't get the 51 for the 3rd time in this match
154.
on a combo shot. Oh, you've got to be joking.
Surely not. Well, double 17.
120.
That would have been irresistible.
William 64.
And Will breathes again.
Well, he does, and this is for a break of throw as well. So maybe, just maybe, there's a little bit of life in this match. Double 16 has to go for Willy O'Connor, and he's a mile away.
Michael, you require 30.
Should be game over. Is it going to be straight for double 17? Yes, it is. And in front of the home faithful, MVG gets his Holland or Netherlands revenge on William O'Connor. What a great performance from the world number 1. What a match. That is going to be hard to top, Rob Malarkey.
Yeah, 106.88, and it all sets up the potential for a meeting with Barney, although